Locke Key is here to enchant us with a spooky house filled with magical keys and a mysterious malevolent demon. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers, I'm Jan, and in this video I'm diving deep into the secrets of Keyhouse to explain everything you might have missed in the first season of Locke Key. I'll also be revealing the truth about what's really behind the black door, the final twist, and what to expect in season 2. There will of course be spoilers, so take care. To properly understand the origin of the magical keys and where the demon Dodge comes from, we need to take a closer look at the black door deep inside Matheson's sea caves. What we know from the series so far is that many years ago, on the night of Rendell, Locke and his friend's graduation, they went to the caves to investigate a mysterious door they'd discovered weeks earlier. After Rendell opened the door, glowing bullets shot through from the other side and one hit Lucas. Although he seemed fine initially, later that night Lucas became enraged and demanded the others hand over the Omega key that opens the black door. Lucas was so angry that he killed 2 of his friends until Rendell killed him with a hammer. In the comic book series that the TV show is based on, the black door is a gateway to another dimension inhabited by demons that can possess humans who come into contact with them. Similar to the whispering keys in Keyhouse, the black door calls and whispers to those who enter the cave, mesmerizing them. Which explains why Rendell was so obsessed with opening the door and why Kinsey refuses to leave the door when she first discovers it. Whenever the portal is open, demons are able to travel across the threshold via glowing bullets. As they cross through the door, the demons are vulnerable and quickly require a human host to survive, otherwise they die and turn into whispering iron, which is especially interesting because whispering iron is also the special metal that Keyhouse's magical keys are made from. Many years after Lucas's death, his girlfriend Ellie missed him so much that she used the echo key to bring an echo of him back by entering the well house with the key and calling his name. What Ellie didn't realise at the time was that this resurrected the demon who'd taken over her boyfriend. Demon Lucas, however, was trapped for the time being inside the well house because the rules of the key prevent an echo from leaving. In fact, in the comics, if the echo leaves through the well house door, it will fade away and cease to exist. However, the Anywhere key offers an echo a way of bypassing this rule and escaping. By the way, the magical properties of the well house may also be connected to the portal in the sea caves. In the comics, the black door is located right beneath the well house, and in the TV show, each time anyone goes to the black door, they have to travel deep into the cave system.
Yeah, we should hurry.
That is not what you said before.
Yeah, it took a lot longer to get down here than I thought.
Duncan also tells the family that the well has been contaminated with salt water, meaning that when the sea floods the tunnels in the caves, the water must reach all the way to the well house. While he's stuck in the well house, Demon Lucas hatches a plan to find where Rendell is keeping the Anywhere key and uses the identity key to change his appearance to a female form called Dodge, which was Ellie's nickname for Lucas. Dodge then magically appears and communicates to Sam Lesser, one of Rendell's students, via a picture of Keyhouse in Rendell's office. This moment reminded me of Pennywise coming to life and talking to the losers in a book of old photos in It. In Locke Key, Sam's attempts to get the key from Rendell fail, and he ends up killing him in the process. However, when the surviving Locke family moves into Keyhouse, Dodge is able to restart her scheme when Bodhi wanders into the well house. Dodge befriends him, then tricks him into handing over the Anywhere key, which she promptly uses to escape. Once free, Dodge begins her mission to collect as many keys as possible. In particular, she's after the Omega key so she can open the black door. And although Dodge's motivation hasn't been stated explicitly in the TV show, it's likely going to be similar to the comics, where Dodge wants to bring over fellow demons to conquer our world. After Bodhi refuses to hand over any more to her, the very next scene introduces us to Gabe, who's later revealed to be another of Dodge's alter egos that she transforms into using the identity key. As soon as Dodge realises Bodhi will no longer cooperate, she switches to an even sneakier strategy of infiltrating the Locke family by making friends with Kinsey. The first scene with Gabe has several clues that already hint he may not really be who he appears to be. First of all, he wears a lobster suit, as he's playing the part of a legendary local monster that's half lobster, half human. Of course, Gabe is pretty monstrous himself, as in reality he's basically wearing a human suit, as he's a demon playing the part of a human. Scott also mentions that Gabe is new to Matheson, and the Invisible Man poster on the wall is another hint there's a villain hiding in plain sight. Gabe's suspect nature is also foreshadowed when he encourages Kinsey to go down to the sea caves when the rest of the Savini squad are reluctant to do so. And after she finds the black door for the first time, he begins to burrow into Kinsey's affections, becoming a romantic rival to Scott. Gabe sneaking around appears to pay off big time, because when Kinsey suggests dating both Scott and Gabe, Scott turns her down, leaving Gabe in a prime trusted position as Kinsey's boyfriend, meaning he'll be able to keep track of everything the Locke family do in season 2. After Dodge escapes from the well house, she also uses the identity key to transform back into Lucas and stay at Ellie's house. When Ellie eventually turns on him, Lucas decides to get rid of her. To do that, he uses the identity key first on himself to transform into Dodge, and next on Ellie to turn her into a Dodge lookalike. The real Dodge then takes the unconscious fake Dodge to Keyhouse, and during the attack with the Crown of Shadows, she plants fake Dodge's body there so the Locks think they've caught the real Dodge. Tyler, Kinsey and their friends then throw fake Dodge through the black door into the alternate dimension, without ever realising the person they've tossed behind the door is actually Ellie. It's unclear whether a human being can survive on the other side of the black door, but it feels like there's a possible parallel between the Upside Down in Stranger Things and the alternate dimension in Locke Key, which in the comics is known by the Lovecraftian name the Plains of Leng. Okay, spoilers for Stranger Things now. In that show, some characters have been able to survive their time in the Upside Down. Nancy Wheeler, for example, crossed over for just a short moment and was unaffected. However, Will Byers was trapped there for a much longer period of time and survived, though he suffered from PTSD and became infected by the Shadow Monster. In the Locke Key comics, the demon Dodge describes its world as extremely unforgiving, and it seems unlikely that a human could survive in such a place. However, the TV show has already made numerous changes to the source material, so we'll have to wait and see. For season 2, we'll also be getting a new second villain in the form of Mean Girl Eden, who was infected by a demon when one of the glowing bullets hit her as it came through the black door. As also happened years previously with Ellie's boyfriend Lucas, Eden suffered no immediately obvious ill effects, and none of the other characters noticed what happened at the time, so thus far the event has gone unnoticed. However, in the very final scene of season 1, we see Eden working her way through an enormous spread, just like Dodge did after she emerged from the well house. The one character who is aware what Eden's hiding is Dodge, who we see meet up with her in the form of Gabe. Speaking of Eden and Gabe, it's intriguing that both their names have biblical connections. Eden being the paradise Adam and Eve were expelled from after being corrupted by the serpent, and Gabe being a short form of Gabriel, an angel who was usually a divine messenger who brought good news. Although Eden and Gabe's demonic natures may seem to be at odds with their heavenly names, it's actually strangely fitting, as the idea of their characters is that they're not what they appear to be on the surface, as they're really demons hiding out as humans. The secondary villain from season 1 that Eden will be replacing is Sam Lesser, whose physical body died when the ghost key separated his spirit from his body and the door was then closed. In the comics, Sam's ghost continues to play a part in the story, and I expect he will return next season in his spirit form and may work against Dodge now that she's revealed she never thought he was special at all. With his mother Ellie missing, Rufus has been taken in by his uncle in Nebraska, but we do see Bodhi writing to him at the end and promising to use the Anywhere key to come and find him. In the comics, Rufus plays a crucial part in eventually defeating Dodge, and I think his close friendship with Bodhi means we'll hopefully see him return. So what did you think of the first season of Locke Key? And do you have any theories for season 2? Comment with your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe for all my new videos, including Netflix's Sabrina, You, Lucifer and Stranger Things. Tap left to check out my full Netflix playlist, or tap right for another video you're sure to like. Thanks for watching and see you next time, yippee-ki-yay movie lovers!